I'm choosing my words very carefully. Here's why. Sometimes God doesn't want us to say anything about a situation because He's working it out. And He's working out a situation that I am going through right now. So I'm choosing my words very carefully. And I actually had to repent earlier because I ended up telling someone a little bit of it, like word vomit. God didn't like that. So I'm going to put that situation aside and tell you about a time I really got in trouble with God when I put my mouth on something that I should not have. So I think it was 2004. I'd gone to the Vatican on assignment from God. And I'm even being careful now how I say it. I went with someone. It was really an assignment. It was an assignment. And I went with someone. Let's leave it at that. I went with someone. And when I got back, my really good friend at the time who was doing prison ministry with, she said, "Oh, how was the trip?" Well, let me tell you, God had already told me, don't put my mouth on it. Those were His words. Don't put your mouth on it. When my friend asked me how the trip was, bleh, I let it all out. I let it all out. And while it was going out, it was just like a faucet that was being turned on high, and it was just, it's all coming out. But let me tell you something. When it all came out, I knew instantly that I had made a mistake in putting my mouth on it. Let me tell you, it cost me that friendship for that season. And I think, I don't know, I'd have to talk to her, but I think this probably 10 years we didn't talk. I mean, we were like this. We did prison ministry together and we did lots together, which is, really good person. The friendship has never been the same. So there was like let's say a 10-year break. And then I think I was speaking someplace and I saw her, and so, spoke to her. But I always wondered if that person that caused the issues was still in her life. I always wondered. And I had a chance to have a conversation with my friend after that 10-year absence. And she said pretty much immediately after our friendship, took a long pause, that she had, severed ties with that person. I think one of the things that I realized is that growth was needed on both of our parts. Growth was needed on both of our parts. I relied on her a lot, and I needed to grow up. I'm not sure what she would say. Maybe I'll do a video with her one day. Yeah. She and I have actually taken a trip to Dallas. It's been probably, I think, last year or something. We just took a trip. So I really saw, though, had I been obedient to what God was telling me to do at the time, I always saw us, God using our story and our experience with this person that I'm just going to call Judas. I always saw God using that experience to teach others how the enemy can come into a friendship. I believe that for a long time. that it was going to be a testimony to other people. If you think the enemy can't get into a relationship, watch this. This is how it worked. And just to like play by play the things that were happening. So it's a struggle sometimes because you want to say something because you've been obviously wronged. You've been wronged. I feel wronged in a situation today, now. But it's like, I'm just trying to remember. Don't put my mouth on it. Don't put my mouth on it. Don't say anything. Don't do anything. So I already had to repent today because I was telling somebody. And I repented right then. And that's why I'm not saying anything about it now. It's a daily thing, challenge. So I would encourage you, if God is saying, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything, then you don't say anything. Because it can cost you. It can cost you a relationship, friendship, cost you a job, cost you a blessing. And it can cause a delay in your life. So, zip it.